In the headlines, Army Chief visits Kaduna over bombing incident as Northern elders demand justice for victims. Bandits kill 1, kidnap 8 in Niger, demand 17 million naira ransom. NAF puts up presidential aircraft for sale, calls for bidders. Another foreign scene, 57 people arrested after Sierra Leone failed attempt. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thanks for joining us. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, has visited Kaduna State 2 days after a deadly military airstrike that killed at least 85 people and injured several others. The Army Chief's move is also for an on-the-spot assessment of the community and to condole with the families of the victims. Sunday's incident is one of the country's deadliest military bombing accidents. Earlier, the Army acknowledged that one of its drones targeting armed groups had accidentally struck the Tudunberi village as residents were celebrating a Muslim festival. Though the Army did not give any casualty figures, residents had said 85 people, many of them women and children, had been killed. Already, President Bola Tinubu and Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani have ordered a thorough investigation into the tragic incident. Tinubu, who described the incident as very unfortunate, disturbing and painful, called for calm while the authorities look diligently into the mishap.
So it was in that one of the such process that this unfortunate incident happened. So it was not intended, and we pray that may Almighty Allah grant the soul of the departed eternal rest, and pray that we heal quickly the injured person. Share your grief. It's unfortunate.
Thank you very much.
His Excellency, the Governor, and even the Presidency has called for an investigation, and inshallah, whatever is due to the people here, the Government will try as much as possible to fulfill that. Our prayer is that for those who have lost their lives, that Allah, His mercies and His magnanimity will grant them rest, and that the families will be given the comfort and the fortitude to bear the loss. We pray that Allah in His grace will continue to protect us, and that this incident by His grace will never happen again. Continue to pray for the people of tinubu and continue to douse tension. Instead of coming here to come and create some kind of tension, we're appealing to everybody that is here to find a way, to talk to, especially the youth, because they're usually the ones that are being used by people who are outside of this community to cause confusion. But we pray that whatever news that is out there, let's try as much as possible, since we are here, to propagate the truth, so that let's let people know that this is what happened and that the government is on top of the situation and will try as much as possible to do the needful. Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, the Defense Headquarters says terrorists were embedded with civilians when an airstrike by the Nigerian Army hit Tudunberi community in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State. 85 people were killed, with several others injured in the bombing. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Edward Buba, said the airstrikes were targeted at terrorists. He said the Army's unmanned aerial vehicle detachment observed the movement of terrorists at Ligarma, an area notorious for being a haven for insurgents. Buba said the military views every civilian death in the course of operations as a tragedy, adding that since such tragedies are needless and unwanted, the armed forces always take extensive measures to avoid them. The Nigerian Army has since accepted responsibility for the incident, stating that its troops were on a routine mission against terrorists when the mistake occurred. Also, the Northern Elders Forum has described Sunday's accidental bombing at Tudunbiri in Kaduna State by the army as a serious matter regarding the safety and well-being of civilians in conflict zones. The forum is demanding a thorough investigation into the incident, which claimed the lives of dozens of innocent civilians. Director of Publicity and Advocacy of NEF, Abdulaziz Suleiman, in a statement on Tuesday, said that the elders understood that the Kaduna State government had risen to the occasion and pledged that the victims of the strike would be compensated. Armed men suspected to be bandits have allegedly killed one person and kidnapped no fewer than 8 others in the Borough local government area of Niger State. The incident was said to have occurred between Luma and Babana on Saturday in the council. It was learned that the victims were attacked while returning from the installation of the chairman of Borough King Makers and chief priest Bakar Rabonde. Reports say the driver of the vehicle conveying them was shot dead and the vehicle set ablaze before the 8 other travelers were whisked away. Confirming the incident, the chairman of Borough local government, Suleiman Yarima, described the incident as painful and unfortunate, adding that the bandits have made contact and are asking for 17 million naira in ransom. He explained that the council had reported the incident to the State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftain Affairs, who will in turn communicate it to all relevant authorities in the state. The management of Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, has closed down the institution and directed all the students in the 2 campuses in Yelwa and Gobi to immediately vacate the premises. The Director of Information and Public Relations of the institution, Zailani Bappa, disclosed this while addressing journalists at the University Guest House in Bauchi. Trustee Adamu Imam completes the report.
According to him, the decision was taken to avert violence and destruction by the students following a protest embarked upon over the death of one of the 500-level geology students, Joseph Agabaidu, murdered by suspected gunmen. Some aggrieved students staged a peaceful demonstration demanding the institution to take prompt action, while others expressed mixed feelings over the matter.
This thing is what has been happening for a very long time, but the school has been keeping quiet. But now the students came for protests, and it's a peaceful protest. The students are angry. They should rob our lodge. It's not an ordinary robbing, no, a brutal robbing. They come with different things. Now they have killed students. Last year they killed students. Now the students are angry.
They are just on their own. We don't know who organized the protest. It's an illegal protest happening because nobody signed on the protest for them.
Bappa added that the security department of the university has been directed to ensure all students leave the 2 campuses immediately.
This issue is not as simple as they see it. When somebody is killed, that person, the police must investigate deep to find out who are the culprits. If they can't even find the culprit, they will at least know why the person was killed. Because all the things that are being said are now from hearsay. Most of the issues, they are acting on hearsay. None of them is a neighbor, even of the victim. They don't share compound together, they don't go out together, they don't know what happened that time. The only thing is, it is reported he was stabbed and so on and so forth.
He noted that for the sake of clarity, the murdered student was staying off campus. The management also handed over the case to the Nigerian police force for onward investigation on the alleged murder. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Still on security matters, in an effort to rid the state of crime and criminalities, Rivers State Commissioner of Police Olatunji Disu paraded 2 wanted leaders of Dagbam and Iceland cult groups in Ogoni axis of the state. The 2 gang leader was paraded alongside a number of suspects for a variety of crimes ranging from kidnapping, armed robbery and murder, among others. The reports.
It's the median briefing of the Rivers State Commissioner of Police, Tunji Disu, at the command headquarters in Port Harcourt, Rivers State capital. The new Commissioner of Police warned criminal elements in the state to stay clear or be ready to face the full weight of the law. CP Olatunji Disu made this known while parading a group of suspects who are accused of burying alive the Community Development Committee chairman of Kerekembua community of Rivers State.
They murdered the victim after collecting the sum of 200,000 naira as part of the payment of ransom for his life. The duo confessed to murdering 9 other suspects, other victims from 2021 to 2023, and were main reason for the partial evacuation of the community within that same period. Investigation is still ongoing to uncover the full scale of the suspect's operation.
Among them are the leaders of the notorious Degbam and Iceland cult groups who are accused of burying their Community Development Committee chairman alive in Kana local government area.
The government have given us peace and we have submitted. Let bygone be bygone. So I don't expect why they are arresting us and giving us charge.
But they say you collected 200,000 ransom.
It was the community money that we contribute to him. 7 million naira. He now ate our money and used the money and fight against us.
Okay, is that the reason you revenged?
Yes.
So what was the money?
It was the money that we contribute to make a better thing in the community. He now used the money and sponsored the other side, and he was involved in the killing of 7 innocent people in the community.
So how many of their own people did you kill?
He was the one that involved in the killing of 7 innocent people in our community.
And when people retaliated, how many of his own group did you kill?
It's only him, sir.
But we hear you killed about 3 of them.
The other 2 people are courtesans.
Okay, those ones are courtesans.
Yes, sir.
To go into prison now is not a game. I'm pleading. I will sign undertaking on their behalf. I will sign undertaking on their behalf. I will.
Several times. Why did you involve in crime again?
No, sir. When I come out, I did not involve in crime. But just because I'm a leader, anything they do, they will put on Iceland, so I will not deny. But I'm here to plead that they should help me. They should have mercy on me. I'm begging my chief also.
The traditional ruler of Kerekembua community, however, displays some photographs showing some of the deceased. As he says, the community had to flee because of the cultists.
They are about to cause war between the Andoni axis with us. So we are crying to the government today to save us from the hands of the activities of these children.
Also displayed were weapons and ammunition recovered from the suspects.
Still on security matters, suspected hoodlums and some residents of Babanla community in Ifelodun local government area of Kwara State on Monday clashed over the arrest of a kingpin. The incident, which occurred on Sunday, it was gathered, has created tension among the affected residents. Reports say the kingpin, whose name could not be ascertained at press time, was arrested for what a police source described as fomenting trouble. But a member of the community, Muftau Yusuf, on Monday evening, said the issue was between some Hausa residents and hoodlums who are also Hausa. He said the hoodlums demanded payment of around 1,000 naira or thereabout from their kingsmen when they are taking their farm produce to the market for sale. The police public relations officer in Kwara, Ejire Adeton Adeyemi, confirmed the incident on Monday evening. A presidential aircraft Falcon 900B has been put up for sale, with the Nigerian Air Force asking interested persons to submit bids for the purchase of the aircraft. This was disclosed in a Monday tweet on NAF's X handle, where it said the aircraft was put up for sale following the federal government's approval. According to the statement, bids submitted by email are to be password protected and sent to dproc@airforce.mil.ng, while the password is to be sent separately to the same address. It added that for physical submission, the quotations are to be enclosed in an envelope and sealed, while the envelope is to bear the name and address of the interested company and entity, as well as the description and reference to the request. The statement said the envelope should also bear the statement, "Do not open before 24 December 2023, noting that the bids will be processed immediately after the expiration of the deadline for submission. This is the news update on Trust Television. Coming up shortly. We'll take a look at the rising cost of table water, which now worries Makurdi residents. Details of this story and more to come after the break. We'll be right back.
Should I keep quiet? And then we kept saying, can't we teach these people basic business, not hustling? Teach our people entrepreneurship, not hustling. Go to China, Guangzhou, different districts. They can turn fair. Am I saying what you don't know?
So this about this thing. Yeah, but this time around we are talking about appointment of ministers, where there is an express provision in the constitution as regards that. Let's come to appointment. You know, it is the status of FCT that the constitution has made it too complicated for people to understand.
However, if you are to go backwards and do a kind of audit, you will be shocked to find that the resources so far expended on the SDGs far outstrips the achievements face to face.
Most of the time when you are involved, it's difficult for you to draw back and have a holistic view, because what? Sentiment would always come to play, because all of us would definitely, I had, like I told you yesterday, I was 100% convinced that you cannot say you are qualified without bringing any document.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying. If you're just joining us, this is a news update on Trust Television. Now let's take a look at a recap of some of our top stories. We told you that Army Chief visits Kaduna over bombing incident as Northern elders demand justice for victims. Plus, bandits kill 1, kidnap 8 in Niger, demand 17 million naira ransom. Moving on to more stories. Despite the bumper harvest of soybeans during this year's wet season farming in Kano, farmers say soybeans is still scarce in the markets due to evaluation of Nigerian-grown soybeans for export. Trust TV's correspondent Idris Jibrin reports that merchants are storming agro-commodity markets in the state to mop up soybeans for export. Let's take a look at the report.
Inside Dawano International Grains Market in Kano, truckloads of soybeans are waiting to be transported to different parts of the country. Some to factories for processing, others for foreign exports. According to traders in the market, this year's soybeans price started at about 300,000 naira price per ton. But due to the high demand by the exporters, the price jumped to over 400,000 naira per ton.
2 months back ago, we bought the back of the soya beans 37,000, but right now, presently, the price is increased. It's past 40,000. Now we sell it, we buy it 42,000. Sometimes if we bring it here, we sell it 44, 43, 45. This is the price that we have now.
In Dawano Grains Market, soybeans have become a hot commodity sought after by many companies, resulting in a rise in the price to an alarming level, in addition to steep competition among local oil millers.
We
had stable price from the beginning of this year's dry season. During that time, we are selling a bag of soya beans at the cost of 30,000 naira, 33,000 naira, at worst 35,000 naira. But as I'm talking to you now, we are selling a bag of soya beans at between 43,000, 44,000 naira up to 45,000 naira. So the price keeps on increasing. There is no standard price. Today you will come to the market, you hear a different price. Tomorrow if you come back to the market, you will hear another price. But in general term, the price is increasing on daily basis. Although soybeans farmers had recorded a bumper harvest this year, traders say the demand has also increased largely due to the activities of exporters.
Well,
actually, there is no standard price, and the reason why the price of soybeans is increasing because we have so many factories, indigenous factories that are into oil processing mill. Those companies used to come here to buy the soybeans in large quantity. There are also agents of different foreign countries that also used to come and buy the soybeans for export. This all together accumulated and make the price to jump higher. So at the moment, the price is at the top level actually. So far, market leaders say since there is no law prohibiting the exportation of the commodity, the development relating to soybeans may indeed continue to threaten Nigeria's food security. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
Away from Kano and now to Benue State, residents of Makurdi, the Benue State capital, have expressed displeasure over the state government's failure to effectively supply water in the metropolis, leading to an increase in the cost of water. They are worried that despite an endowment like the River Benue, the state still experiences water crisis. Jimmy Azande has details of this story.
Okay, water, they say, is life. This explains its necessity for human survival. However, the commodity is becoming a scarce one due to high costs because of negligence on the part of the state government. These vendors said it's difficult for them to access table water.
Buy the pure water at the rate of 200, so I sell 250 the bag of pure water, and I give 3 for 50 naira.
Not easy like before now. If it is before, we buy at rate of 150 and say 200, and now we buy at rate of 200 and say 250. If the federal government will help and make it easy like before, 150, and we can say at rate of 200, because that 50 naira addition is not easy for people.
Like the vendors, consumers are urging the authorities to provide them with a basic element of life.
Gaskiya before they buy pure water 10 naira, 5 naira, and so they say for everywhere. Now say they buy pure water now 20 naira. This naira actually is cost too much. I beg make it turn up for government or make it return the 10 naira back.
I buy pure water for motor 250. 250 is too much, too cost. Even now, my fridge is empty because I don't get money to buy pure water again. Nobody they come buy. I made them reduce the price now. Pure water, made the pure water come normal price. But now what we do like this, maybe so hungry. If you don't chop, I go buy drink water.
Aside the cost, the residents are worried about the quality of water, which may also pose health challenges to consumers. Residents are hopeful that Governor Alia, who has since visited the vicinity of the water plant in Makurdi, will chart a way forward. Jimmy Azande, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Away from Nigeria, the Sierra Leonean government on Monday announced 43 new arrests in connection with the November 26 coup attempt, bringing up to 57 the number of people arrested since these events. The vast majority of those arrested are military personnel. The latest figures published on November 28 showed 14 people arrested, including 13 soldiers and 1 civilian. The Deputy Minister in charge of information, Yusuf Keketo Sandi, on state radio that the 57 people include 37 soldiers, 10 civilians, 4 soldiers dismissed from the army, 5 active police officers, and 1 retired officer. The names of the leaders of the coup have not been disclosed. Sierra Leonean President Julius Maada Bio promised on Saturday that the response to the events would be dictated by respect for the law. Still on the foreign scene, Britain's government has unveiled a raft of measures aimed at reducing unprecedented and unsustainable levels of legal migration to the United Kingdom, including banning healthcare workers from bringing their families and dependents to the UK. A statement issued by the Home Office on Monday said the new plan to slash migration levels and curb abuse of the immigration system would deliver the biggest ever reduction in the country's net migration. According to the Home Office, the revision will encourage businesses to look to British talent first and invest in their workforce, helping UK to deter employers from over-relying on migration, whilst bringing salaries in line with the average full-time salary for these types of jobs. Interior Secretary James Cleverly said his plan would result in 300,000 fewer people coming to the UK in the coming years. On the plan set out by Cleverly, workers would need to earn at least £38,700 to obtain a visa, up from £26,200, while care workers would be barred from bringing in dependents from next April. In sports, players and officials of the Nigerian National League side FC1 Rocket were on Monday attacked by armed robbers at Ihiala, Anambra State. The contingent was returning from Lagos, where they honored a league game against Ikorodu United last weekend. Some members of the team were robbed of their mobile phones. According to a statement by the club, no life was lost during the incident. The team arrived Uyo on Monday night and will continue their preparations for the next NNL game. Describing the situation as unfortunate, General Manager Ubong Essien said the Indomitables are determined to shake off the setback and continue preparations for the upcoming league games. And with that, we've come to the end of the news update at this hour. Do not forget to follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thanks for your time.